A hard-working single dad devoted every moment to raising his young son after losing contact with the woman he once loved years earlier. Although life remained challenging, he never stopped believing the future could still hold unexpected blessings. His quiet routine centered around family, work, and creating happy memories, despite carrying unanswered questions inside his heart. One sunny afternoon, he volunteered at a neighborhood charity festival, helping organize children's activities. While setting up tables, 3 cheerful little girls approached him with curious smiles. They watched him closely before whispering excitedly among themselves, as though they had recognized someone unexpectedly familiar standing before them without warning. The oldest girl stepped forward confidently and pointed toward the small compass tattoo on the father's wrist. Smiling brightly, she said, "Our mom has your tattoo too." The simple sentence froze him completely. He stared silently at the identical design on his own arm, unable to understand how strangers could know something so personal. Trying to remain calm, he gently asked where their mother received the tattoo. The girls happily explained she always said it reminded her never to stop searching for hope. Those exact words echoed through the father's memory, because he and his former girlfriend had chosen matching compass tattoos with that same promise many years before. His heart raced while countless forgotten memories returned. Before asking another question, the girl's mother appeared across the park carrying picnic bags. The moment their eyes met, both stood motionless. Years of separation disappeared instantly as they recognized each other. Neither had expected such an impossible reunion after believing their paths had permanently separated forever. The woman slowly approached, equally shocked. She explained unexpected family circumstances had forced her to move overseas without warning. Every attempt to reconnect afterward failed because contact information changed repeatedly. Despite searching many times, she eventually believed the man had built a completely different life and deserved peace instead of reopening painful memories from the past. The father listened quietly, while the triplet girls watched with innocent curiosity. Although sadness filled the conversation, there was no anger between them. Time had softened old wounds. They realized misunderstandings, distance, and unfortunate circumstances, not betrayal, had separated two people who genuinely cared for each other, but never received the chance to explain. The little girls smiled as their mother rolled up her sleeve, revealing the matching compass tattoo. Tears filled the father's eyes. The design remained exactly the same despite passing years. It represented shared dreams they once promised would guide them home, even if life carried them toward different destinations before eventually bringing them together again. Unexpectedly, wanting honest answers, the father invited everyone to a nearby cafe. They spent hours sharing stories about the years they had missed. The children laughed while discovering amusing similarities between themselves and the kind stranger. Each conversation slowly replaced uncertainty with understanding, proving compassion often heals wounds that silence only deepens through passing time together. The woman explained she often told her daughters about someone who believed kindness mattered more than success. Without mentioning his name, she described the man whose courage inspired her during difficult years. The girls immediately realized the caring stranger before them perfectly matched every story their mother lovingly shared throughout their childhood while growing together. The father admitted he had never removed the tattoo because it reminded him to remain hopeful despite disappointment. He focused entirely upon raising his son with honesty, believing bitterness would only steal happiness from their future. Hearing those words, the woman smiled gratefully because she had chosen exactly the same lesson while raising her daughters every single day. Soon the father's young son arrived after school. The triplet girls welcomed him warmly, inviting him into their games without hesitation. Within minutes, they laughed together like lifelong friends. Watching the children play peacefully, both parents realized life sometimes creates beautiful beginnings from painful endings, when people choose forgiveness instead of resentment and regret. Over the following months, both families spent weekends together exploring parks, museums, and community events. The children formed an inseparable bond, while the adults rebuilt trust through honesty and patience. Rather than rushing complicated emotions, they allowed friendship to grow naturally. Understanding lasting relationships require steady care instead of unrealistic expectations or hurried promises. One evening, surrounded by smiling children, the woman quietly thanked the father for never allowing hardship to harden his heart. He answered that hope had always guided him, just like the compass tattoo promised years ago. Sometimes dreams take unexpected paths before returning home, but faith makes every difficult step meaningful in the end. Their remarkable reunion inspired everyone who heard the story. Friends admired how kindness replaced blame, while the children celebrated discovering a family larger than they imagined. The matching tattoos no longer represented painful separation. Instead, they became lasting symbols of hope, forgiveness, second chances, and the extraordinary way love sometimes finds its way home after many years.